Hello, I'm Sister Rose from Los Angeles, here to talk about movies on American Catholic Online. My top pick this week is The First Grader. It's a story about a man in Kenya based on a true story who at the age of 84 in our modern day and age tries to go back to school because he finds out that the government is offering education free for all. But what he learns is that all means all children, not old people. But he persists through humiliation and obstacles until he finds a place in the classroom. We find out through flashbacks that he was part of the Mau Mau uprising in the 1950s, but he ended up in prison for 8 years under the British, and his wife and child were murdered. It's kind of a sad story, but it's also one that can ignite our passion for learning, for literacy, for education, and how much we want to promote it in our own country, but also wherever we can and throughout the world. Now, I'm not a big fan of Will Ferrell's comedies, but his dramatic abilities show forth in Everything Must Go. He loses his job the same day his wife locks him out of the house, puts everything on the front yard, and leaves. So what's he supposed to do? Well, he tries to drink it all away. What we find out is that by letting go of material things, we can find our inner selves. And also, through the kindness of strangers, we can learn more about ourselves and what the next best step might be in our lives. Now, you can find out more about this film, Everything Must Go, and The First Grader in my written reviews on AmericanCatholicOnline.org. Something Borrowed with Ginnifer Goodwin. It was supposed to be a really big film based on the very popular novel. I was really disappointed in it. There's no character that we're really interested in, even though the camera loves Ginnifer Goodwin and Kate Hudson to a certain extent. And also the Tom Cruise lookalike, Colin Egglesfield. Now, I think that the Ginnifer Goodwin character picks the wrong guy. The film also shows that sleeping around in the short term doesn't do anyone any good, and in the long term it doesn't either, even though Hollywood can make it seem that way. I thought it was kind of a boring movie. If you like foreign films, I recommend the film Insidious. It's in French, English, and Arabic, and it's through flashbacks, modern times, back to the 1980s, in the war between Christian and Muslims in Lebanon. But it's this mother has died, and she leaves her twin children, a young man and a young woman, a letter, one to find his father, and her to find the brother. It's a riddle of a film, but it shows the thin line between love and hate, whether in families or in religions or countries. It's kind of a heartbreaking film, but I really recommend it. Now, if you're tempted to see La Doppia Ora, The Double Hour, the Italian film that is kind of getting a lot of good press, remember, that's a riddle you will not figure out. As soon as you think you know what's going on, you find out you really don't. If you haven't yet seen Paul Giamatti in Win-Win, about wrestling, but also about growing up even as a lawyer and a father of a family, try to see it, and the new Jane Eyre movie too, if it's still in your theaters, or put it on your Netflix list. Thank you, God bless you, and hope to see you next time as we look for seeds of the gospel in the movies.